Hello my dear students and welcome once again to Zenith Academy Online. Today we are doing chapter 1 of geography, that is India size and location for CBSE class 9. Now before I begin deep explanation of the chapter, let me tell you about this particular book. I have given you the link of this book in the description below. Okay, this is most likely CBSE question bank for social science for CBSE class 9 for 2025 examination. Here chapter wise and category wise question bank is given to you. Special focus on new pattern questions, multiple choice questions, case based questions, assertion and reasoning based questions and NCERT questions are also included along with the detailed answers. Okay, even if there are MCQs, they have given you the explanation of the correct answer as well, illustrated chapter summary as well. So let us begin and do chapter 1 of India size and location for CBSE class 9. Students, please make notes as I explain you the chapter. I have given you beautiful pictures and I have given you this explanation in points so that you understand the chapter very well in one shot. So let's begin. Now we know India is super old and has a rich history. And in the last 50 years, it has made a lot of progress in different areas like society and money stuff and everything. Now India has done really well in farming, making different things, artifacts, using fancy technology and getting richer overall. And it has done important stuff that's affected the whole world. Now, if we see the location, India is a vast country. If you see the atlas, you will be able to see it. It's a very big country and lie entirely in the northern hemisphere. If you see the equator, that's the equator, and it is lying entirely in the northern hemisphere. Now, the mainland extends between latitudes 8 degree 4 minute north and 37 degree 6 minute north. And if you talk about longitudes, it's 68 degree 7 minute east and 97 degree 25 minute east. Okay, so if you see here, just check out, right? This is 8 degree 4 minute north and 37 degree 6 minute north. Similarly, you can see here, this is 68 degree 7 minute east and 97 degree 25 minute east. So I have just roughly drawn this. I hope you are able to see these numbers well. Let me show you. Okay, see these numbers really well. You will have to remember this, my dear children. Now the Tropic of Cancer, that is 23 degree 30 minute north, divides the country into almost 2 equal parts. So if you see here, this is the Tropic of Cancer. Can you see this dotted line, my dear children? See this? Now if you see this line, this has divided India into 2 equal parts, right? And this is 23 degree 30 minute north. Now if we talk about the location of different things, here you see to the southeast and to the southwest of the mainland, wait, are Andaman and, so see, can you see here Andaman and Nicobar Islands? Okay, can you see these islands? Now they are where? Southeast. So that's the whole of India. This is the south part, this is the east part, right? This is the east part, this is the west part. So southeast part, different islands are there. They are known as Andaman and Nicobar Islands. And in the southwest, you get, see, Andaman and Nicobar Islands in the Bay of Bengal. You have to remember where are they? In the Bay of Bengal. And here if you see southwest, in the Arabian Sea, you have Lakshadweep Islands, right? So remember this picture very well. Andaman and Nicobar Islands are towards the southeast of India in Bay of Bengal, and Lakshadweep is towards southwest of India in the Arabian Sea. Now, do you know that southernmost point of Indian Union, that is Indira Point, got submerged in the sea water in 2004 during the tsunami. So the southernmost part was submerged. Now when you talk about the size, the land mass of India has an area of 3.28 million square kilometer. Okay, write this as many as times as possible to learn these numbers. Students, they usually come in your MCQs and things like that. India's total area accounts for 2.4% of the total geographical area of the world. You can imagine India is such a big landmass. Total area accounts for 2.4% of the total geographical area of the world, which is huge. India is the 7th largest country in the world. And India has a land boundary of about 15,200 kilometers. Land boundary means this boundary. See, this boundary is considered as land boundary. So the total land boundary is 15,200 kilometers and the total length of the coastline of the mainland. So this is the coastline, right, near the coast. The coastline. The total length of the coastline of the mainland including Andaman and Nicobar Lakshadweep is, now coastline will include this as well as these islands, right, the length of this. So because these are also part of India, so including Andaman and Nicobar and Lakshadweep is 7,506.6 kilometer. Now, India is bounded by the Young Fold Mountains in the northwest and northeast. So, if you see here, northwest and northeast, there are Young Fold Mountains. Okay. Now, south of about 22 degree north latitude. So, when you go towards south about 22 degree north latitude, it begins to taper, patla hota jata hai. It begins to taper and extends towards the Indian Ocean. Now, it divides the Indian Ocean into two seas. The Arabian Sea on the west. Okay, Arabian Sea here is towards the west. And towards the east, we have Bay of Bengal. I had already shown you in the previous picture. Now, the latitude and longitudinal extent of the mainland is about 30 degrees. Despite this fact, the east-west extent, this is the east-west extent, this appears to be smaller than the north-south extent. This is bigger, right? North-south extent is bigger, whereas this is a little smaller. Now, from Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, there is a time lag of 2 hours. Hence, time along the standard meridian of India passing through Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh is taken as standard time for the whole country. So, remember this, children, there is a time lag of 2 hours. As you move from Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, there is a time difference. Hence, what's the time in India when someone asks? So, that time, okay. Hence, the time along the standard meridian of India passing through Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh is taken as standard time for the whole country. Whatever time it is in Mirzapur is taken as the standard time for the whole of India. The latitudinal extent influences the duration of day and night as one moves from south to north. Now, it's your work to find out why 82 degree 30 minute east has been selected as the standard meridian of India, and do write the answer in the comment box. This is a challenge for you, my dear students. Do not just leave this question as it is there in your NCERT. Let's have a discussion on this. Post the answer in the comment section. Now find out why is the difference between duration of day and night hardly felt at Kanyakumari. Okay. You must remember Kanyakumari is near the coast, okay, but not so in Kashmir. I repeat the question, why is the difference between duration of day and night hardly felt at Kanyakumari but not so in Kashmir? Now let's talk about India and the world. The Indian landmass has a central location between East and West Asia. If you see here, it is centrally located. Indian landmass has a central location between East and West of Asia. If you see the whole of Asia here. India is the southward extension of the Asian continent. This full Asian continent, it is on the south. The Trans-Indian Ocean routes. What are Trans-Indian Ocean routes? The ocean routes that are from Indian Ocean. Okay. which connect the countries of the Europe in the west. So here you see here in the west, if I divide this India, see I am dividing the Indian Ocean. Okay, this is the east part, sorry, this is the west part, and this is the east part. Now you'll understand. And these are the different routes. Can you see the red lines are the different trans-Indian routes? Now this connect the countries of Europe in the west and countries of East Asia. And that provides a strategic central location to India. India has an amazing location. It can connect to countries of Europe in the west and countries of Asia, East Asia here on the east side. So it has a very good location and it is very well connected to all the parts of the country through trans-Indian ocean routes. Now, please note that the Deccan Peninsula protrudes into the Indian Ocean. The whole of, see, this is the peninsula, this is the Deccan Peninsula. I'll change the color so that you understand this well. Okay, now this, if you see, it protrudes into the Indian Ocean, thus helping India to establish close contact with West Asia. You can see West Asia, Africa, this is the west of Asia, this is Africa, and Europe from the western coast. So here these western coast you have West Asia, Africa and Europe. Okay, and with the southeast and East Asia from the eastern coast. So from the eastern coast it is connected well to these places as well. No other country has a long coastline on the Indian Ocean as India has. You can see the coastline is so big in the Indian Ocean. It starts from here and goes till here, right? And here it has a lot of many islands as well, right? So no other country has a long coastline on the Indian Ocean as India has, and indeed it is India's eminent position in the Indian Ocean which justifies the naming of an ocean after it. So because of such a good position in the ocean, that is why the whole ocean is named after India. So this justifies the naming. Students, let me tell you, it becomes so hot when we record because we have to switch on off the fan and the ACs for you all, and I'm literally sweating. So please understand the hard work that goes behind making of each video. Do subscribe, like and share with your friends. And do not just watch and go, write in the comment section. Now students, also India's contacts with the world have continued through ages. But her relationship through land routes are much older than the maritime contacts. So just now I told you about this trans-Indian ocean routes. But इंडिया के जो कॉन्टैक्ट थे वो वर्ल्ड के साथ बहुत पुराने एजेस से चल रहे हैं, और लैंड रूट की वजह से जो रिलेशनशिप है वो बहुत बहुत ओल्डर है, बहुत पुराने हैं देन द वाटर कॉन्टैक्ट्स, देन द ट्रांस इंडियन कॉन्टैक्ट्स. So I'll read this again. India's contacts with the world have continued through ages, but her relationships through the land routes are much older than her maritime contacts. The various passes across the mountains in the north, starting I had shown you in the north we have Yangfold mountains, so various passes are there across these mountains in the north, and they provide passages to the ancient travelers. While the oceans restricted such interaction for a long time, initially ocean से ये interaction नहीं होते थे. These routes have contributed in the exchange of ideas and commodities since ancient times. You can see this picture I have given you, different land routes wherein these special things were passed. I'll just enlarge it and show you so that you will know things well. See, wine, woven goods, metal works, glassware, metal works, wool rugs, textile, all these things. And you can see the brown routes. So these things were imported and exported. Now going ahead. Now the ideas of Upanishads and Ramayana, the stories of Panchatantra, the Indian numerals and the decimal system, thus could reach many parts of the world through those routes, through these routes that I have shown you. So India's contact with the world is in such a way that Upanishad, Ramayana, Panchatantra, your Indian numeral and the decimal system could reach many parts of the country. Now, the spices, muslin, a type of cloth that is produced in India, and other merchandises were taken from India to different countries. So, when I showed you these are the important things that moved to other parts of the country from India. Now, on the other hand, India में भी बहुत सारी चीज़ें आई. Lot of things came to India. The influence of Greek sculpture, and you can see Greek sculpture, the architectural styles of domes. Can you see the different domes here? Minarets, minar जो होती है, minarets. So, architectural styles of dome and minarets from West Asia can be seen in different parts of our country. Now let's talk about India's neighbors. We know India occupies an important strategic position in South Asia. It has I have already shown you the position in South Asia. Right? Now India has 28 states and 8 union territories. India shared its land boundaries. You should remember this map very well, learn it very well, the boundaries. Now see, India shared its land boundaries with Pakistan, Afghanistan in the northwest. You can see northwest. Then China, Tibet, China which was earlier known as Tibet, Nepal, Bhutan in the north, and Myanmar and Bangladesh in the east. Okay. Now our southern neighbors across the sea consist of 2 island countries. Now Sri Lanka is our neighbor, southern neighbor across the sea, and Maldives. Okay, this is very important from examination point of view, very important slide. Students, please learn this very well. Now Sri Lanka is separated from India by a narrow channel of sea formed by the Palk Strait and the Gulf of Mannar. Can you see here the Palk Strait and the Gulf of Mannar? Okay, so Sri Lanka is separated from India by a narrow channel of sea. Now, Maldives Islands are situated to the south of the Lakshadweep Islands. If they ask you the position, these are Lakshadweep Islands which belong to India, but Maldives are our neighbors. Okay, and they are south of the Lakshadweep. India has had strong geographical and historical links with her neighbors. Now, students, find out the number of union territories along the western and the eastern coast. Area wise, which is the smallest and which is the largest state of India? Write the answer in the comment section. The states which do not have an international border or lie on the coast. And classify these states into 4 groups, each having common frontiers with Pakistan, China, Myanmar and Bangladesh. Maybe I am covering few of the pictures. I'll just move out so that you note the questions. I hope you have noted the questions. Let me come back. Okay. Now, did you know that before 1947, there were 2 types of states in India, the provinces and the princely states? Very important. Before 1947, 2 types of states, provinces and princely states. Provinces were ruled directly by British officers because at that time India was ruled by Britishers. So, provinces were ruled directly by British officials who were appointed by Viceroy. Okay, provinces were ruled by British officers who were appointed by Viceroy. Now, princely states, as the name suggests, princely states, prince rule करते हैं इनको. They were ruled by local hereditary rulers. Hereditary rulers means जो king था उसका बेटा फिर उसका बेटा वो heredity से rule कर रहे हैं उस जगह को. Now, princely states were ruled by local hereditary rulers who acknowledged sovereignty in return for local autonomy. तो उन्होंने ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट की sovereignty को accept किया था ताकि वो locally उस जगह को में ऑटोनॉमी चला सके, उस जगह में अपनी सरकार चला सके, अपनी गवर्नेंस चला सके. Right? Autonomy is when some state or some place is ruled by one single ruler. So, princely states were ruled by our rulers, okay, our local hereditary rulers. Now, do you know, this is very important thing. It is there in your textbook. The link is also there. School Bhuvan is a portal which provides map based learning, because in this chapter there is a lot of things map based. You should know the position of India, right? So it's a map based learning to bring awareness among the students. So the link is there. You can explore various maps of India related to the secondary stage. So students, if you have liked this video, if you have understood the chapter very well, do give it a like. Please comment in the comment section all the answers. Share it with your friends. Subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.